everybody. It's Valerie from Valerie Wallace Fine Arts. It's 1 o'clock on Sunday, April 27th. 6th. And I'm here every day at 1 o'clock doing a little drawing lesson. And today we're going to do this cute little cat. All right? Everybody ready to go? I'm having a little trouble deciding what colors to go with. I'm going to go with a little bit of oh! Uh-oh. What time am I lined up?
Yeah, looks alright.
You adjust over there, Captain.
Okay.
Okay, off to a good start. Alright, so the cat's face is basically a circle, right?
Right.
A nice big circle. The ears are what shape, Daphne?
Triangles.
They're triangles, yes. And does he have big eyes or little eyes?
Big eyes.
He has pretty big eyes. If you make
Circles.
your cat with little eyes, you're gonna be like, something's funny about my cat, it looks mean. And that's probably why they're a little bit on the small side. So go on the big side. And the ears are also pretty big, okay? If I measure like this side of the ear, you know, it's the midpoint of his face, okay? All right, and this is the same thing with a person's face. Your eyes are halfway from the top of your head to your chin. Your eyes are halfway down. That's the same thing with a cat. From here to here and from here to here, those eyes are in the middle. So he's got a pretty good sized forehead. So you want to make sure you make enough room for that. What about his nose, Daphne? Is he a big nose or a little nose?
Little nose.
He's a little tiny nose. And what about his mouth? Is it big or small?
It's a little mouth.
It's tiny. So if you make a tiny little mouth, then it's going to look more like this cat. If you stretch the smile from side to side, it's going to look a little bit different. But if we're working on, you want to get something that looks similar to this, then you want to keep those things in mind. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
What I want you to do, the best you can, is I want you to draw really lightly. The only funny part, if you're using a pencil, you're all set because you can just erase this line. But because if you squint your eyes, you can kind of see where the darks and the lights are. But he has this almost heart-shaped little white line that runs right out around where his whiskers are, okay? And if we draw a really heavy dark line here, you can blend it into his neck and then kind of leave the white behind. But we want to think a little bit about it. Like, don't go crazy, because there's not a lot you can do if you color it all in with a brown or a yellow or something like that. You can't get rid of it too much. So keep that in the back of your mind, that when we draw the lower half of his face, be light about it. Okay, let's do it. I want to start here, and I'm going to get that right up near the top of my page. Not all the way up there, because this isn't that important. But right around here, go down maybe a quarter of the way, and I'm going to make a line about like that. You can make it straight, or you can make it have a little bit of a curve to it. Okay, here, I'm going to do it up a little higher. And what you're looking for is a big area here and a big area here to be your ears. And I think what we will do is go right ahead and start with the ears. Okay, you may need to adjust them. So if you're working on your drawing skills, what I want you to see is the slant to these ears. Okay, they're not straight up, and they're not, maybe you get a really wide, he's going to look really mean and nasty, but they're going to go out to the side a little bit. So I'm going to go out like this, I'm going to go out like this a little bit, okay? Now, the other part goes pretty much straight down. Can you see it?
Yeah.
All right, but where this is way lower. Do you see that? So when you're bringing this guy down, it's going to come down like this, okay? It's funny right now. Don't look at this. Let's see if you're kind of on the right track, okay? It looks like a bat.
Yeah.
Doesn't it?
Yep.
Okay. We're gonna do it simple, and then we're gonna just shape him a little bit, okay? Or her. This reminds me of my cat Max. Not so much toe cutter. She seems a little happier. This is more like Max. Alrighty, okay. What I want you to do is the distance between the ears, which is important with animals, in this case, is about the same size as it is from the top of his head to the top of the ear, okay? So measure this and measure this and see if they're about the same. If they're not, you don't, it's not get a ruler out and do this kind of stuff. No. But you want to be roughly in that vicinity. I guess the other thing might be, oh gosh, this is hard. Oh, I can do it here. Is if I measure from where this ear hits the head to where this part of the ear hits the head, measure that. That's going to be about the same distance too. Okay? So if I measure between his ears again and I hold it between the bottom, that way you know that you've spread the ears apart enough. They're the right kind of triangle. Because everything is relative to everything else. And so we're going to kind of be relating everything to that space between the ears. Okay?
All right.
Does that make sense?
Yep.
Mom, do you get it? Am I going too fast? She gets very excited at the beginning.
She does.
Okay? Yeah. Okay, so everything is about the same size here. This line on the outside of the ear is going to be a little bit longer. That's why it comes down farther. Okay? I had a big smudge here. I want to wipe off. Let's see. Okay. The next thing we're going to do, we're going to use, let's see, this. That's not going to work. What?
Nothing.
This to this. This to this. Okay. The distance, take your ear on the left. If you've matched these things up, take that and go over here, and that's about how far down your eyes are going to be. Okay? Okay. The one thing I just want you to look for is, look to see if you have a good sized forehead. Okay? You want to have some distance between where you put your eyes in this. So if anything, bring it down a little bit. It will look cuter if you get the eyes and the nose and the mouth closer together than if you spread them apart. So when in doubt, get those things smaller. Bigger eyes, tinier nose, tiny mouth, and close together. It's like that little proportions of a baby's face. Big eyes, little teeny tiny nose, little cute little mouth. That's why babies are cute. That's why we like them. Okay? This is the other thing I want you to notice. I want you to look at where the inside of that circle is. And that is just about lined up with the point that the ear meets the top of the head. Okay? So I want you to find that spot. I want you to come down, and I want you to give me a dot. Does that show?
It's a little hard to see.
All right. Okay. The thing too is to see that this is where the ear is and that this is lower. All right. Okay. I'll stop overthinking it. Okay. So do the upper part of his eye like this, and then do the bottom part and make nice big circles. Go a little bit lighter on the bottom if you can. It's got a little white around his eye, so it'd be nice to have something kind of like that. Okay? That's the hardest part. Everything else we do from now on out is great and is very, very easy. Very easy.
Love
Okay?
that.
That's the hardest part. Oops, let me do it down here. Are my eyes, you might want to hold it up and see if your eyes look even, like the size of them, and if they look like, horizontally on the same line up too. Okay, if you haven't noticed already, because his nose is so tiny, it's wider between his eyes, and then these lines kind of go in a little bit. So, and his nose is, well, let's do the bottom of his face, and we'll figure it in from there. Okay, so I'm measuring, well, his eyes are halfway, so I'm going to measure from the top of his head to the middle of his eyes, and I'm going to put my hand down like this, and that's going to be where the bottom of his face is. Okay, so I'm going to want to take that and round that out. Oh, can you see that? You can see it now, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and I want you to, when you're going out around the side of his face, look to see how far his eyes are from the side of his face. So if this line goes right up next to the eyes, bring it out wider. It's going to be colored yellow. Worst comes to worst, color your cat in black, cover up all the mistakes. Or purple, or whatever you want to color it in, okay? But we do want him a little wider right here, and then he goes in a little bit where the ears are, okay? So take a look at that. Better to shape him. He was a little bit wider at the cheeks. He's not quite a full circle. Make sense?
Yep.
Okay. Okay. Whoops, I didn't measure this one. Shoot. Shoot. There's my bottom. Okay. Oh, I'm having trouble with that. Alright. Let's go ahead and take our pink. Okay, whatever color pink you want to use for his nose, let's go ahead and draw it with that. I am going to use a pretty good pink because I'm going with this bright colors with this. So I'm going to take my nice bright pink and maybe this is the way to go. Let's start with his mouth instead of his nose because I want you to have a little teeny tiny little chin here, okay? So find the middle between your eyes and go up just a little bit and make just a little horizontal line. Can you see that?
Yeah.
Okay, just a little line, short, okay? Then, right above it, I want you to make me a V that's the same size, like that. It looks funny now. Doesn't it?
Nah, he's so cute.
It looks pretty cute. Like this. Okay, and then you're going to connect like that. He has a little, it's a little triangle. It goes up a little bit and down a little bit, so you can add in there a little tiny bit. But you just want it small. Very serious cat. All right, and then with the nose, I'm not so sure about the nostrils. If you're going to put the nostrils in there, don't put them black. Put them like a brown or something like that, because if you really feel like it, you can always make them darker, but can't take it away really, and it won't look that great. And I'm gonna round his nose up like that. This reminds me of my kitty with her cute little pink nose.
She was cute.
She was a cute one. Okay. Same deal down here. I want to round that around. I just remember having a cat named Penny when we were little and I was little, like 4 or 5, and if you could just get a chance to touch a kitty cat's nose, and it was so soft, like velvet.
And then didn't you dress her up like a baby?
No, that was her son, Tiger. There's a black cat named Tiger.
Did you sell the babies? Did you have
No,
a
we
lot
gave
of
2
them?
of them away.
How many did you have?
3.
Oh, that's not very many. I thought cats have more than that.
That was funny.
Who was the male cat?
I don't know.
Some street thug?
Yeah. All right. Ooh, that's all right. Let's mark where his back is, which is way up by the ear. Okay. Don't put it down. You think it's down here, where it's not. It's way up here. You can bring that out to the side. And then he doesn't really have a neck, so don't put the line for his chest here. Bring it way out to the side. And it kind of has a little curve, but I'm just gonna go kind of like that. That's a big cat. I mean, right?
Yeah, it is huge. It's very thick.
Okay.
It's furry. It's got its it's puffed out.
Let's do the inside the ears, and how you make it have this white fluff here is that you leave some of the white there. If you kind of color kind of sideways like this, you can kind of make it like that. I'm trying to think of who we gave the cats. I know one of them we gave the kittens to Jodie Freeman, and then I want to say it was one of the Baddicks or Peter Reed. Peter Reed, did you get a cat from us? I can't think of who it was.
When did you know that she had babies on the way?
My mother got the cat from this woman named Berta Weiss, I think was what her name was. She was like somebody at the university, and she was already pregnant. I think is what had happened.
Was Melba upset?
I don't know. Maybe she can ask her. And then she had the kittens, and they were super, super cute, and we kept one and named it Tiger, and it was really dumb. but it was really sweet. She was part Siamese, like a money cat, and she was wild. Okay, let's do the eyes. Let's go ahead and do that. So I'm going to use a light green, and what I want you to see is the pupil is really big. Okay, we did the lion, I think. The pupil was something we did. The pupil was small. So what I want to do is take the color, whatever color you want to make the eye, and it also touches the top. And that makes it look cuter than if you make it right in the middle like the fish eye. Okay? So I'm going to do this. I'm going to make kind of a U shape. Go right over some of that yellow too, because that will help me to make the white around the bottom. Alright, is that good? Okay, and then I'm going to take my black, and I want to remember to leave a little bit of black. Wait a minute, where is it? Can you see it?
Your black.
That's it? Gosh, it's left, right. So leave a little white, do your circle, make sure it's touching the top there. What I'm going to do is maybe draw right along the top of the eye like this. Alright, and then I'm going to go like that. Okay, I want to leave a little circle for the white. Really like rolling his eyes. Oh my. Oh, so cute. Alright. So this one, because I'm doing it, I don't have any color, I'm going to do the black, and then I'm going to kind of smudge it into the rest of the eye a little bit. But a nice big pupil will make him look cute, cute, cute. Alright. Okay. Alright, so now we have to get the face colored in here. So have the two, maybe a white, and then if you have a white, we'll do that first. If you don't have one, you just have to think a little bit about it. But pick whatever color you want to make the cat, and for the most part, if you want it to be lavender, then make it lavender. If you want to make it light green, make it light green, but then have a darker color. But not super dark, because this, you think these stripes are dark. Like up here, it's pretty dark. But this part is a lot lighter, so it's a little confusing. I don't know, I was going to use orange. I can't decide. I'll use the brown. It'll show up better. Okay. I'm going to take my white, and I have this white piece right here. Okay, so what I'm going to do, and that is just above the nose, and then out on the cheek. So I know you can't probably see it, but it'll try to remind me that that's where I have the white. He's got white on the chin and up around in here. This will help just to, I know you can't see it. But if you do it, then when you hit it, when you're going with your other colors, you'll be like, oh, wait a minute, I don't want to color that part, I want to leave that. There's that. He's got a little bit of white underneath his eyes. So even if you can put a little white there, that'll remind you. Maybe it's a little bit on the inside of his eyes like this. Okay. Put a little in the ears and kind of blend that pink a little bit. Okay. What I want to do is to color, for the most part, color in whatever color you want to do. And the thing about hair is that you're trying to color it in the direction it grows. So in this case, if you kind of go in different directions rather than just color it all across his face like this, like start maybe with his nose, and when you're going up the nose, you're going to just go side to side just like that. Okay? You can go across the forehead, maybe a little bit like this. When in doubt, if you think there's a little bit of light, leave it. You can always go back and add more on there, right?
Right.
Right. Yeah, so when my cat got old...
Tiger or the other one?
No, toe cutter.
Oh.
My cute little orange cat from Sven.
Yes.
she started to get all these little black spots all over her, and I was like, oh no, she has something wrong. Little black spots, little tiny ones all over her, little pink in her ears and on her nose and stuff.
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah, and the doctor told me that it was because they were freckles. That
From
just
the sun?
Yeah, yeah.
She's outside a lot.
Yeah. Well, just that was the, there was no hair there, so she freckled.
Cute.
Okay. All right, so in the chest, what I want to do is work up and down a little bit more. And what happens is, it kind of is a big shape that gets skinnier towards the middle. I might have to just not bring this all the way down, because this would be, really in reality, probably my cat would have
little paws
right here. This would be like...
you wouldn't want to see that cat on the streets.
Yeah. Okay, so, now I'll take the darker color, and when I do it, what I want to do, one of the things I think you can see, there's a little extra, right where the ears connect, there's a little something here where it's part of his ear, kind of like up like that. I'm just going to go around these a little bit. Okay, so I'm going to think a little bit about the shape. He does come out a little bit right here below the ears, so if you can kind of slant that out a little bit, that's good. This is a thing where it's sort of, how you draw, you kind of start doing little patches of things that you think like, oh, I'm pretty sure that this is dark, I'm going to color this is dark, I'm going to color this. And then as you keep going, things will start to come together, just a little pieces of it at a time. All right, so he has these nice little, what would you call that? Like makes his eyes look like glasses. But a nice little marking that comes right out of his eyes on either side. These little things, if you don't do them just the way they are, it doesn't matter, but it will help to, just by doing them, will help to make him look more like a tiger cat. Okay? Mm-hmm. All right, and the top, just don't look at all of them at once. Start and see that there's one kind of little, it looks like an ink blot when you put ink on and then
like
you open it up. Yeah, isn't that what it looks like?
Yeah.
So it has a little, and fur varies, so you don't have to push down the same amount on everything, but it goes kind of like that, and then it has a little bit of extra right here, okay? Mm-hmm. And then maybe a little on the top too, kind of like that. And then the next bit has two kind of little patches of whatever, all right? And then these other ones, if you can see it, it's just a long line and then it kind of forks at the bottom, and that's what happens on both sides, and it goes all the way down to his eye. So start kind of like this, and then fork a piece over, like almost right down to his eye, and then have a shorter one and going towards the middle. You get that. And then we're looking in like over, in this little part by his hair, he doesn't have anything, so I could put a little more color on here if I want to, because I like this color. It's not really like, actually it's a lot like our living room, isn't it?
Yep. Nice gold.
Our living room is just a tiny bit toned down from this, but not much.
Maybe now that it's
faded,
been up for a little bit.
Yeah. Bring this fur right up there by the ears. Okay. And then I want to just stop looking at everything else, okay, and just look at the lower part of his face, maybe these cheeks, okay? And whatever you're doing on one side, you're doing on the other. So he has a little bit of brown that runs from his pink little nose right to the corner of his eyes. Okay, and then that I want to kind of work into his cheeks a little bit. But this is a pretty light brown, so if I put a little on there, I can take my yellow and tone it back a little bit. But it's going to give it some shape. I might even put a little white right on the top of his nose, and that'll brighten that up. All right. see about that. I'll do the charcoal one here. Why am I losing this stuff? Okay. So this out here. What did I do? Oh yeah. I wanted to have that little bit here. And a little extra here. Okay. A little that white around the eyes. I would love to see any of your pictures if you're doing any, even the ones from the past or today's kitty cat. You can just post it right below the video. It's always fun for everybody to see, and you will get a lot of attention. You think that it has to be perfect, but it will. People just love to see them, and I do too. It makes me super happy. I always realize that I'm just on a little big emotional high when I see the pictures. They just make me really happy.
It is true.
I do. I get very. I don't even. I will be like, why am I so happy? What the heck's going on with me? Why am I in a good mood? It's crazy. Why am I in a good mood? And then I'll be like, oh, it's because I just looked at the pictures. Or after I do this, I feel really good. You're like, why am I feeling so good? And I'm like, oh, because I just did the drawing class and it makes me feel good. So it should hopefully make you feel good even if you don't love your picture every time. But don't get rid of them, because someday you'll look back and you'll be like, wait a minute, what? I love that. Why did I think that wasn't good? It really does happen. And you can always go back. The idea is that you learn stuff and you can go back and you can touch things up too. Alright, I'm gonna mark the markings on this guy. So start like right in the middle. Doesn't really matter what you do, just try to be symmetrical. Rorschach block. Isn't that what it's called?
Oh, I have no idea. Is that like when it's used for therapy or something?
I think so, yeah. A little extra on the top. And the one off the eye. There we go. And, okay, let's get a little marking more on the cheek here. And his back is pretty dark, so if you do that dark, that helps to set up that white fur around the face a little bit. And if you can color your stripes on the chest up and down like this, it'll help to make it look more like fur. Okay, and they get a little bit bigger as they go down, which makes it easier. This, I'm going to turn this line into a furry little line instead. I want to thank everybody out there who's supporting me, throwing me a few bucks here and there. That's another thing that makes me glow. Not so much. It's people. Some people are very generous, but also just knowing that people like what's going on, and also who's watching, because I don't really always know who's watching, so that's fun too.
Yep.
Okay, Daphne knows. All right. So this one I need a little more under the eyes, and a little bit like here on the cheek. These little stripes on the cheek are part of what makes him look so tigery. And then I'm going to go just a little jig-jaggedy right along underneath his chin. Go over that more yellowy line a little bit. And Daphne, what color are you going to use in the background for yours?
Green. Dark
yeah?
green. Yep.
Dark green?
Yep.
to draw his feet all in there, but it looked weird if I pretended that he didn't have any feet there, right? So that looks okay, right?
Strange. Yep, that looks good.
All right, and then okay, pretty much got it. Oh.
What did you
always
forget?
forget the things at the end. What do you think I forgot?
Oh, the whiskers.
Yeah. So what's neat about his whiskery things is that it's light, really lighter, and then it gets a little bit darker as it goes up in there. Those whiskers are grown out of those little stripes. I wouldn't worry, I would just, I kind of striped it here a little bit. I think I'll just do something like that. Light on the light side. I don't want to overdo it. Okay, and then I am not going to go dark green. I am going to just grab this because it's right here and easy on, I can use the side of it, but there we go. Bring in a little bit of blue because you know what? I like blue and orange are what, Daphne? Complementary colors, which means if you mix them together, they'll get, if you do it just right, you'll get brown. If you add a little white, you'll get gray. And if you do it just a little bit of orange to blue, makes the blue a little bit dull and gray. And likewise the other way around. If you put the blue in the orange, it kind of dulls down the orange. So it depends on how much you do. So I think, you know what, I'm going to do, I don't know, what do you think? Should I use a pencil or should I use white for my whiskers?
I think a pencil because I don't think the white.
I think a pencil might be good. They are obviously white, and the thing about the whiskers is that they're super long. Okay, they go, they're supposed to tell the kitty,
they're like eyelashes for the face.
What?
Eyelashes.
They're not protecting like your eyelashes.
Yeah, they do.
Really?
Yeah.
What do you
It makes
mean?
it so the cat doesn't run into things.
Yeah, it makes it so the cat, it's bigger than its head, so it knows that it's not going to poke its head into something that won't fit. But
I thought it was just its senses.
just like knowing where stuff is, probably. Your eyelashes do that, though?
Well, I don't know. Similar. They keep you from
so anyway, not little short like pieces. You want them nice and long. And I find if I'm not going to make, he's got, I don't know, a lot. I'm not going to make that many. 3 is usually what I make. But I'm going to start like this, and if I give it a little pressure and then let go, I can get that whiskery thing going on. I guess I made 4.
4's good.
Alright. Oh, the other thing I want to do, I'm going to take a little brown here, and I'm going to just edge the bottom of his eye so that they are nice and important. Alright. And I will be back here tomorrow at 1 o'clock. I'll show you what I'm going to do. And, but also if this isn't a good time and you want, some other time, maybe 2 o'clock in the morning, you want something to do, all of the videos are on my Facebook page, but they're also on YouTube. And if you have any trouble finding them, just let me know. It's free drawing classes with Valerie Wallace Fine Arts. And you can watch them anytime, and you can also subscribe, and you can they're easy to figure out what's going on because there's a thumbnail picture of everything, so you can find it from that. So this is tomorrow's, a little practice with drawing figures, and this is great because it's a watercolor, and so everything is very loose. And I will show you how to draw some people. And you can think about like what kind of a scene you want it to be. Since the background is not really determined, you can do whatever you want. And, girl, boy, kid. What's the opposite of kid?
Old person?
And boy, girl, man, woman, whatever. And you can do a dog, like any kind of dog you want. Or you can put a cat on there. Or you can put a polar bear. I mean, I don't care what you do, but I'm going to show you how to do a dog and a person, and that's it, right? Anything else?
No.
All right, I'm going to show you the close-up so you can finalize yours, and thank you so much for watching. right. There it is. Oh, wow. Oh, look at, oh, Lisa Fox, how are you? Laura, Robin. Oh, David, hey. Sonali. Say hi to Jacoby, and I can't think of your little girl's name, but say hi to him. Jennifer. Michael Netto? How funny. Oh, my sister-in-law again. She just likes to hear me. She likes to hear that Maine accent. And my mother. And Vicky. My girl Vicky. Miss you. I would be seeing you tonight, wouldn't I? Oh, well. At Governor's. Okay. Soon, though. Thank you.